Hello, my name is Dave Rakel. I'm the director of the University of Wisconsin Integrative Medicine Program, and here today with Hagit, who's our certified Feldenkrais practitioner. And Hagit, will you please introduce yourself?
Well, my name is Hagit Vardi, and I really like to call myself Feldenkrais teacher, even though you said it right. I'm a certified Feldenkrais practitioner.
Thank you.
And I'm glad to be here.
Can you define quickly, I know it's a difficult thing to define, but can you define Feldenkrais for us?
Well, if I have 10 seconds, I would say that in the Feldenkrais method, we utilize touch, movement, and imagery to enhance body awareness in the service of easier function.
Beautiful. So let's get right down to it.
Okay.
Let's say I have low back pain, and I've had low back pain for more than a couple weeks. How might Feldenkrais help me?
Well, as a Feldenkrais practitioner, when I think of any back pain, think of it as the body reaction to disorganization. And well, if it's the body's reaction to disorganization, then the way to deal with it and alleviate the pain is to create reorganization.
So if my back pain causes me to bend over and carry myself in a different way, that's disorganization. And what you're talking about is getting the body back into an organized place for health.
Yeah, but furthermore, it's not only that the pain that we already have exacerbates the disorganization.
So it becomes a snowball effect.
Yeah, when we have some kind of disorganization in the body to begin with, what happens is eventually we create some tension on the body and we create wear and tear. So to give you an example, we don't need a traumatic injury to cause this reaction to the body. So if, for instance, as a child I fell and injured a rib, or I was hit by something, my natural pattern, and it's a very sophisticated pattern of the body, the first thing I do, I protect this area. The problem is that once I start protecting this area, this becomes my habit. First, if I do it for a while, well, it's a new configuration that I got used to. The other is I might be still protecting because emotionally I am subconsciously trying to protect myself. So now the injury is gone, and I'm still in a configuration that causes, if you look at me when I do this, it causes some muscles to be too tensed, other muscles to be too loose, or to get eventually not working, so eventually they get atrophied or they get just weak. If that is going on for a long time, I'm also a bit less symmetrical, right? It goes for a long time, I get misaligned, not just my back, but I get misaligned in many areas in my body. And of course, when this is going on for a long time, I get the wear and tear. So then I get the pain, and what you said of the reaction of the body to the pain, then we get the snowball effect.
Yeah. So it's not just the physical memory of holding your body in a new way. That actually develops new neural networks in the brain that creates the habit of allowing us to affirm that position over time, and that develops a cycle.
That's right.
How might you help me retrain my body to get out of that dysfunction?
Okay, so as I mentioned at the beginning, the tools that we have are movement, touch, and imagery, our imagination. And there are two ways to do Feldenkrais, to teach Feldenkrais, to help people with Feldenkrais. One is called an awareness through movement, and that's the group setup of the method. That's one modality. The other one is called functional integration, and that's the individual setup where we use much more of the touch, and in a way, both aim at the same thing. Both are aimed at enhancing our awareness of our body. One thing that is happening sometimes when a person is doing a movement is that they are doing it in the way that they always did it. What we are trying to create in Feldenkrais is an opportunity for the person to discover new ways of doing things. Because the way we understand it, If a person has a specific gait or specific pattern of doing something, it's not that their body is glued with crazy glue. Sometimes it's just the brain being able to decipher that, oh, there is another connection here, there another relationship in the body that I forgot that exists. Oh, I feel a new place in my back that it's new for me. Since, okay.
So in your
So-
training, you help bring that awareness of the body's position to the brain to remind us that we can move in new and innovative ways,
Yeah.
or ways that we used to move before that the injury or the stroke or whatever it may have been has prevented us from
That's
doing.
right. So moving with the person or touching the person while they move and allow them to feel some relationship is something that is unique to the one-on-one that usually is not as available in a full class.
Yeah. What's the difference between Feldenkrais and physical therapy for something like low back pain?
So if I'm going to strengthen a muscle, let's say,
Mhm.
but I'm still in this same protective mode, I will have to strengthen all the time, or the moment I'm going to stop, the muscle is going to atrophy again. But if the person learns how to feel that, oh, this is also safe, I can be here. So when I raise an arm, this area is participating in the movement. That's my practice, that's my exercise.
Mhm.
The same thing about tightness. If I'm going to just attend to the tight muscle, well, let's say by pressing on a muscle, pressing an area of the body, I can allow a person to release it. If it is the disorganization that got the muscle to be tight, well, it will come again. So it's just a matter of time until I have to go back to the chiropractor or to release the muscle or to continue to, in this configuration, to strengthen the muscles between my shoulder blade. I'm like this, but you put your fingers there in a way that when it's part of a movement that's related to some relevant function, and the person start figuring out, oh, this is also safe. I can be here too. That's also me. That's even more me. What is the difference between organization and posture or being straight? So, to function in life, I cannot be straight all the time. And I cannot learn a posture of one sitting or one standing, because I stand to stand in line, I stand when I get something, I stand when I look who's calling my name. There is no posture. Feldenkrais actually he wanted to get rid of the word posture. He said there is no posture, there is action.
Action?
Acture. Take the end of the word posture with the beginning of action. So it's always the dynamic. We are never in really, even when I sit now, I'm never really sitting in one way. And I need to have all these possibilities in order to do movements that are really fluid. In a way, it's a bit like, well, my English is not great, so if I wanted to say something in Hebrew, it would be a bit more precise and fluid. But if I knew only 1,000 words in English and I wanted to say something very profound, it would come out very crude. But if I have 10,000 words, I can say it a bit more refined.
So it's almost opening up a realm of movement possibilities that's fluid and constantly changing, and giving the individual the experience that they can learn and move in new ways.
Yeah. There is one quote that Feldenkrais said that your nervous system is much smarter than you. And so if we want to, from our intellect, to decide, oh, when I'm sitting well, my shoulder is here, my hip is here, no way. Joseph Campbell said, your IQ is not sufficient to digest your breakfast. So if I really want, even if it would have been really useful to teach someone how to sit, how to stand, which is, there is no way I could tell a person because there are too many things that go into it. It's the sum of so many things. I used to be with my shoulders a bit more rounded like this, and I used to look in the mirror and kind of doing this. Now I really look good. Well, imagine when I started doing work, I couldn't, of course, stay in this position. But if I could, it would have been a disaster.
Yeah.
Because someone telling me to sit straight, what does it mean? To take my chin up? Well, that's that here. Take my shoulder back, to arch more my lower back. These are all things that come from my funny thinking about what is really straight, or do I need to be straight? But when it comes from self-discovery of feeling sensations, feeling my whole body, feeling a relationship, everything that I know that I will need to do, or I still don't know that I will need to do in the future, is going to benefit from this sense of ease.
Yeah, I'm starting to understand why this technique is so popular in the arts with dancers and musicians.
Yeah.
Because of that fluid flow of the body as well as the music or the paintbrush. So thank you, Hagit.
It's my pleasure.
It's
Thank you.
always a pleasure to work with you.